Hello friends. Today I'm doing something that I thought I would never do again. I guess I just am a sucker for punishment, a glutton for punishment you might say, because today I am once again making a recipe from the Nancy Drew Cookbook. This cookbook is from the 1970s where they had a very different definition of food. And today we're on a bit of a health food kick. Because we're making a salad. We are making the Double Jinx Salad. And you're probably like, wow, a nice little salad. What could possibly go wrong? You're probably like, well, you know, the 1970s, maybe it has gelatin or whipped cream in it. I can tell you it has neither of those things. So you're probably like, oh, this is probably going to be a very good salad than I expect. I somehow doubt it. I also picked this recipe specifically because of how utterly horrifying it sounds. I'll just tell you the ingredients. I'm going to keep the actual preparation to myself as we go through the steps so you can slowly watch it unveil with horror. So the ingredients are, this serves 2 people by the way, Double Jinx Salad, 4 peeled Bartlett pear halves, fresh or canned. I don't know why they just don't say 2 pears. They're like 4 halves. Like, why not just say 2 pears? Anyway, 1 teaspoon of mayonnaise, 1 cup of cottage cheese, green food coloring for your salad, of course, crisp lettuce leaves, and I made the executive decision to not buy lettuce just for this and to use spinach instead. They also don't actually divulge how many lettuce leaves you should be using, so I guess that's up to my own discretion, which is probably a mistake. And then two green olives. They have got to be green. This is like the most green salad of all green salads. Double Jinx Salad does sound a little threatening. And the ingredients also sound a little threatening. So that's where the double jinx comes in, I guess. The title is threatening and the ingredients are threatening. Or maybe it should be triple jinx, because I'm sure the taste will also be threatening. But this will also be a bit of a special cooking video, because I actually have a test subject this time. I mean, a willing guest who will be also consuming Double Jinx Salad, who will come in at the end and give their opinion. Let's dive into this nightmare, shall we? I think I made a grave mistake, which is gonna make this Double Jinx Salad potentially even less edible than you'd want it to be. I bought the pears today, so they're quite hard. I have peeled the pears and I have cut them into halves. So now I have 4 peeled Bartlett pear halves. So we can actually get onto the meat of the recipe, because that's not even included as one of the instructions in the actual recipe. For the first step, we mix together mayonnaise, several drops of green food coloring, and cottage cheese. That's step 1. So you know this recipe is going to go well. Half a teaspoon of mayonnaise. Cottage cheese. I'm honestly wondering why they even bothered with the mayonnaise. There's like so much cottage cheese, like the ratio of cottage cheese to mayonnaise is so unbalanced. It's like, why even put the mayonnaise in? What is the mayonnaise adding at this point except an additional layer of disgust? Now for the exciting bit where we add, I quote, several drops of green food coloring. Several is in a very specific measurement. 1, 2, 3, 4? We could say several is like 2 times the amount that a couple is, so that would be 4. That would make sense in my mind. Let's do that. I can always add more if it's not looking green enough. Honestly, I do think it does need more green. Let's do it. It does look greener in person than it does on my camera, but this is a cooking show. It's all about how it looks on camera, not in real life. It doesn't matter how it looks like to me. Okay, I've got my mayonnaise, cottage cheese, and food coloring mixture, which looks like the Lucky Charms leprechaun's barf. Anyway, so we've got our green mixture. Where else could this possibly go from here? I'm sure you're wondering. Fill the center of each pear half with this mixture. So I assume I scoop out the center of each pear half. Thanks for telling me that, Nancy. Hollowed out the center of each pear. Now we are ready to fill the center of each pear half with this mixture. You know, I think Nancy exaggerated about the amount of cottage cheese I made for this. I think I'm going to be left with a lot of green cottage cheese. I have filled up each pear half and I still have this much green cottage cheese. So if you're in the market for green cottage cheese mixed with just a dash of mayonnaise, let me know. The next step is put the pear halves together to form whole pears. The cheese mixture should hold the halves in place. Do I trust Nancy on this is the question. We shall find out. Also, I should probably prepare the last step because the presentation is a big part of this. So Nancy says to stand pears upright on lettuce leaves. Again, how many lettuce leaves? Is this like a real salad or is it like a garnish type of thing? But nevertheless, I do not have lettuce leaves. I have spinach, so we're already going off recipe a little. I'm sure it won't make that much of a difference, right? Time to plate, as they say in the restaurant business. Just a little bed of spinach leaves. I'm scared. I'm going to attempt to put the first pear together. This on the plate. Okay, I'm gonna take my hands away. Let's see how this goes. Oh! Okay. Well, Nancy, please. The cheese mixture should hold the halves in place. You lied to me, Nancy. You lied to me. I'm sure I have like toothpicks or something. The cottage cheese mixture is leaking onto the leaves. I see now why the leaves are included in the recipe. They're to soak it up and to keep the plate from getting all goopy and disgusting. I see. It's tactics. It's tactical. It's impale the pear. You know, these could be quite cute if you went with like a kind of an archery angle, like decorated this to look like an arrow. It could be for a Robin Hood party. Robin Hood wears green, right? That could work. But we're not finished. This is not finished. Let me put together the other pair. We'll see if it goes together any better. And then we'll do the finishing touch. I think this one might have worked. We shall see. I just can't. Oh, no, I might have spoke too soon, actually. I mean, at least it's still upright. I wonder if the point of this is to give your guests the impression that it's still a full pear, and then they cut it open, and they get a delightful surprise inside. Except it's not delightful, and it's not really a surprise, because it is, in fact, leaking out all over the plate. I don't know what Nancy was thinking with this one, really. Or maybe I should be blaming Carolyn Keene. I don't know who's the canon person behind these recipes. I'll just blame both of them, you know, and I'll also blame the actual person who came up with these recipes. What the final finishing touch for for this recipe, you're probably wondering, I thought green olives were a component of this salad. Well, I'll tell you, we must place green olive on top of each pear. Why? Because Nancy says we should. Alright, so here is the finished product, the Double Jinx Salad. I'm sure you're all feeling extremely hungry right now upon seeing this. I know I sure am, and I hope my mystery guest is. Dinner is served!
Wow. Try that one.
Yep, sure can.
It's the smallest.
Doesn't it look like you got a full pear there? Just a full pear. There's nothing strange about it.
Nothing strange at all.
Nothing strange at all. I don't know how we eat these. I gotta be honest.
With a knife and fork. Oh my god.
Would you like some?
Oh, you ruined my cottage cheese.
I'm sorry. Nancy told me to. She said I needed a cup.
We need a cup of alcohol to make this palatable.
I do.
You've already started, have you? Okay.
Bon appetit.
Follow your lead. Do we just carve it? Or do we
carve the pear like a turkey? I might. Oh, flip her onto the side.
Oh, I'm gonna go like the whole hog. Oh, look at
the
this.
whole hog.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah, you hold it up to the camera so they can see that little cross section. Delicious.
It looks absolutely divine.
I should tell you this is called Double Jinx Salad.
What happens to us when we eat it?
We get
double jinx,
presumably. Wait, let me get a piece of my pear. We'll taste them at the same time.
You're going for a much bigger piece than I am.
Well, it's mostly pear, I hope. Okay.
Bon appetit.
Cheers.
Forget the fact that the cottage cheese is green. I do like cottage cheese and I do like pear.
I don't like cottage cheese, but I do like pear. There's also mayonnaise in there.
Why?
Why?
I don't see any.
It's like it's mixed in. There's like a teaspoon.
A teaspoon?
I know.
That's a waste of good mayonnaise, isn't it? I can have the olive now. That's obviously the cherry on top, isn't it?
The safe option.
Delicious olive.
The pear is good. The pear is not as hard as I was expecting. It doesn't feel like they should go together. And also, pear and cottage cheese are both quite slimy.
It's true.
There's nothing in here to give this like some other kind of texture other than slime.
Food that they ate in the 70s.
Slimy
food. Yep.
You would know, I guess.
Think about prawn cocktail. That was a big thing in the 70s. No?
Final verdict. Are you gonna eat the rest of it?
It's better than it looks.
One
thumbs up.
One thumbs up. You know what? I think it's not. It isn't as bad as it looks, but I still wouldn't eat it. And if I got served it at a dinner party, I'd be like, oh, Leslie, this is quite something. This is very.
Who's Leslie?
Leslie's my dinner host, my fictional dinner host. I'd be like, oh, Leslie, how do you come up with these ideas? They're brilliant. And then I'd feed the rest of it to the dog.
I don't think even the dog would eat it.
No, you're right.
To be honest, if it wasn't green inside, I probably would eat it. But I don't like my food to be colours that I'm not expecting.
But it's a salad. It's got to be green. It's a green
cottage
salad.
Cheese doesn't have to be green, because the only green cottage cheese I've ever seen before is when it's gone mouldy.
Oh. Now I'm even less inclined to eat the rest of mine.
Just saying.
You may be dismissed. Well, there you have it. The final verdict on Double Jinx Salad. I think the peanut butter soup just... Like, I was anticipating something, like some kind of transformation, but it really was just peanut butter. This, I think you could definitely say there was some kind of transformation involved. Not necessarily a good one. Thanks again to my mom for subjecting herself to this experimental food item. And thank you all for watching.